What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Classic WWE pay-per-view watch-along day. We're going to do Judgment Day 2002 this evening because we are right on top of the 20th anniversary of this show. Took place on, I think it was May 19th, is it on this? I forgot the date on this now. But right around 20 years ago, Judgment Day 2002 is crazy because it coincides with WWE changing their initials from WWF to WWE, and I'm pretty sure We Are Pro Wrestling, correct me if I'm wrong here, this show is in Nashville. I believe the following night's Monday Night Raw is in Atlanta, and I think that's the show that Austin no-showed and decided to take his ball and go home and would not turn back up for nearly a year when he came back and fought Bischoff at No Way Out in 03. So there's a lot of stuff going on around this time, and it's... I guess a pretty significant show. Undertaker and Hogan for the title for the second time, about, 11 years apart from when Taker beat him for the title the first time. I think we got Jericho and Triple H in Hell in the Cell. RVD and Eddie Guerrero was on this show. Hardys and Brock, all sorts of good stuff. So it should be a fun one to watch. Even though we did Backlash 2002 a couple of weeks ago, this one I think is still appropriate due to the 20th anniversary and all that stuff. So that's what we're watching this afternoon. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Thank you for being here this evening. My voice is getting better. I'm starting to come on the other side of this sickness. It's been really annoying, but finally starting to feel better. And I'm ready to watch some good old classic 20-year-old wrestling tonight. Let me say hi to people who are here hanging out. Justin, Jay Lambo, Jet the Hawk, Tatanani, We Are Pro Wrestling, Ray Frand, WWE fan, Rodrigo, Kevin, David, Hosea in the house. We got Yachiro is here. We got David Brown. Good to see you, my friend. You ordered this back when you were in high school. That's awesome. K-Dog's Kennel is in the house as well. Blood Clot appointment tomorrow. Please give us an update, dude. Best of luck to you, and I hope everything is going well there. Good to see Matthew and Victor. WWE fan is in the house as well. A couple of WWE fans, two different ones. Nick Colazzo, Mike Witt is here. Deshaun and Victor in the house as well. And George Morris with an early $5 drop. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? How is Bub? Judgment Day 2002, 5 out of 10. Do you think Sunny is a loser? And according to rumors, no AC at her jail. Yes. That sucks. No AC at her jail. Good. In Florida? Are you sure? She's in Florida. I think that's actually a danger. People could die if you don't have AC in Florida in the fucking summer in prison. But, yeah, of course I think Sunny's a loser. She's a piece of shit. We talked about her yesterday on the podcast. Bub is doing well. Still kicking ass on the steroids, doing well, and very happy with his progress. And I'm glad that you gave this show a 5 out of 10 and not a 0 out of 10. Maybe it will be okay as we watch it. Wilbert Reed is here as well, along with Jet the Hawk, Matthew Kenny. I might have got you guys already. Vash, Starwind, Trayvon, and MJ Parker. Anybody else that I missed, I apologize, but we should get rolling into this pay-per-view here. You guys know the deal. We watch all of these watch-alongs on Peacock. If you're watching on the WWE Network somewhere outside of the United States, you can still watch along with us. You might not sync up perfectly, but it should be pretty close. And, of course, the timer above my head will start running as soon as we all hit play together. And no matter what happens, just try to follow that timer. If you have any sort of issues, the timer will keep on running, and we'll just try to sync up with that so everybody wins type of thing, and everybody can follow along with no issue. Oh, wow, We Are Pro Wrestling. Didn't even think about that either. One day after the death of Davey Boy Smith. So is that all happening at the same time? And we got Plane Ride from Hell. So we had the Plane Ride from Hell, then we had the WWE initial change, then we had Davey Boy Smith dying, then we had this pay-per-view, then we had Austin walking out. Do I have all that right? All that shit was going on in May of 2002. That's incredible. Unreal. Yeah, not a very happy time for me as a wrestling fan. I remember when all this was happening, I was just really kind of bummed out because I was missing, the days of 2 or 3 years prior to this when everything was so awesome. Not that some of this wasn't awesome. It's just, compared to The Rock and Austin and DX Attitude Era and that little 3 to 4 year span there, this wasn't cutting it for me. But I'm sure we'll talk about it as we go through and watch the pay-per-view. Hopefully you guys have got your Peacock queued up. You want to go to the Judgment Day tab. You're going to want to look for, I believe, Season 4 is the deal on this. Yeah, Season 4, Episode 1, Judgment Day 2002, according to Peacock. We've got a 2-hour and 40-minute runtime on this. So if you have to watch any ads or do anything like that, go ahead and get that out of the way. And I'm trying to get mine queued up here. Just make sure you get all zeros all the way across the board there. And we're going to hit play together here in just a minute. All right, mine is queued up and ready to rock. I'll let you guys get your shit together as well. I haven't even opened a beer yet, which I will do that now, so cheers to you. I really haven't wanted to drink much alcohol this week because I've been sick as a dog, but maybe the alcohol will kill the germs. That's what some people say. So I'm going to open up a frosty one. Cheers to everyone. My plan is to probably come up and do a Raw review tomorrow night just to try to get things caught up. I'm working on some stuff for the channel this week. I'm really ready to record my Over the Edge 1998 review. I would have already had that done, but my illness has prevented me from doing any recording. So that's ready to rock. I've watched it, got all my notes done. All I need to do is record that and bust it out. And I think, voice provided, I'm going to record that on Tuesday, probably release it to YouTube somewhere around Thursday. It's a Patreon-sponsored review. So Over the Edge 1998 is coming up. I'm also in the process of reworking, some super chat amounts and stuff like that to give you guys opportunities to get some stuff in return. Doing some stuff behind the scenes so we can start doing maybe more live streams, more reviews, things like that. As a matter of fact, K-Dog's Kennel had put in a really generous super chat last week to do a review of Judgment Day 2000. So we'll do that in a couple of weeks as well, and we'll probably just do that live so we can talk about it, talk about our memories, and run through the matches and all of that. So I'm working on some details about how to simplify and organize all of that. For those of you who want to recommend, suggest, or sponsor videos, we'll be working on that coming up here this week, and you'll see some changes to all of my non-Winged Eagle podcast videos. So I'm going to work on that as well and try to just keep the ball rolling here on the channel. You know what I mean? Hopefully, during this time, you guys have gotten your Peacock pulled up. Judgment Day 2002 is ready to go. I have not done any sound checks over here. If you guys couldn't hear me, I think you would have told me by now, right? All right, we're looking good there. I can see myself. I can hear myself. And right on. So, get your Judgment Day pulled up. Get your finger on the play button here. We're going to do a countdown from 3. And all hit play together. So I'm going to cue up my fingers because I got to do a double finger thing here for this. With the 2 more, where's my timer? All right, hopefully no technical difficulties this week. How many weeks has it been? 3 weeks ago, we had the camera freeze and it fucked everything up. So hopefully we won't have anything like that happen. But we've been doing watch-alongs for way over a year now, and we've had very, very few issues. So we should be fine for tonight. All right, my finger's on the play button, so I'm ready to rock as long as you guys are. And we're going to do a countdown from 3. Y'all ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Perfect. We are rolling. Don't skip the intro. Just watch it all here. Back in the day, they always had these great pay-per-view intros. By the way, I have this on DVD right here. And if you look this up on eBay, this shit is rare as hell. I saw this going for like $200 or something on eBay. So I think this is kind of a rare one. I don't think I paid this much for it. I think I paid more than a regular DVD when I bought it years ago. But turns out it's pretty rare and worth a few bucks. So anyway, Judgment Day 2002. How many matches we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches? Billy and Chuck. Oh, wow. I didn't even look at some of these matches until now. Oh, and hair versus hair match. I forgot about Angle and Edge. Totally forgot about that match. Right on. Only a 2-hour and 40-minute runtime here, so we're going to be blowing through these matches quick. Help me out. This Hell in the Cell match between Jericho and Triple H, was this the one? This was the match that spelled the end for Timmy White, right? Or was that the match like the following year in 2003? I'm pretty sure it was this one. All right, great pay-per-view intro. We're ready to go. Judgment Day is upon us. So they're in Nashville, huh? That's where SummerSlam is going to be, right? They're doing another StarCast event, SummerSlam weekend. That's kind of cool. Wish I could go to that, but I got Double or Nothing and Hawaii coming up this summer, so SummerSlam ain't going to happen. And I was at last year's SummerSlam, so taking this one off. Oh, there's the barber's chair. They have that off to the side. That's great. Look at all those signs. My God. It looked so weird to me when this, for you young fans, you have no idea what I'm talking about here, but when they switched over to WWE, I cannot tell you how weird that logo looked. It looked off balance. The fact that those Fs weren't sticking out, I'm like, that logo looks so weird. Now it feels normal, you know? But just saying WWE was so hard. Now this is now the World, which I thought was stupid. The World. All right, we are going to open up with Eddie and RVD. Holy shit. Victor, thanks, dude. Appreciate the $2. Check Twitter. I sent you a DM. It's not another dick pic, is it? God, how many can I get from you? Jeez. Oh, no, it's you and Goldberg. That's awesome. Very cool. You didn't tell him about anything bad I ever said about him, did you? Like, you didn't let him know? Hey, you know this guy, Greg Morgan? He fucking talks mad smack about you. Please don't tell him that. That's pretty cool. Saw Ric Flair leaving as well. Ric Flair, training to return to the ring. Give me a break. Eddie and RVD for the fucking Intercontinental title. Does it get more glorious than that? Didn't we watch them wrestle on a... Did they wrestle Backlash as well or something? Why do I feel like all of us have watched Eddie and RVD compete recently against each other? All right, here he comes. I never really heard much about RVD and Eddie Guerrero's, like, personal relationship. I'm assuming they got along just fine. But like Jericho, you know, RVD and Eddie are two guys that would seemingly, you know, be competing for similar spots, you know. And when we think about around this time, you got Jericho, you got RVD, you got Benoit, and you got Eddie, all in their physical prime. Crazy to think about that. It's like the equivalent of 1994 in cinema. I think in the summer of 94, you had like Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction, Jurassic Park, and like Shawshank Redemption. They were all in the theaters at the same time. Could you imagine that, going to the theater and having those four movies to pick from? I never saw Jurassic Park, but it's a box office smash. But the other ones, man. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and eat this little half a gummy here. Just a half. A little Latino heat. Starting off quick. Look at that cool. That's a really cool looking set. Are those supposed to be like gravestones or something? K-Dogs Kennel, appreciate that 5, bro. Got to watch the rest of yesterday's podcast, yesterday's show, but do you feel that Sunny should be removed from the Hall of Fame based on what she caused with the fatal accident? We love Bub. That was the Hall of Fame was actually in my notes yesterday, and I just omitted to talk about it. My voice was just, I feel so much better today. I wish I was doing the podcast today, because yesterday I was still not ready, but I forced myself to come up. So I cut some of those comments short. But with the Hall of Fame, I don't really care. You know, to me, it's different than Hogan, because Hogan was just like a jerk off. Sonny like killed someone. So once that happens, I'm not really interested in a phony Hall of Fame. I'm more interested in, you know, the family getting justice for what happened to Mr. Lassiter, and I'm more interested and concerned with accountability for Sonny and making sure that she is punished. I could care less really if they take her out of the Hall of Fame or not. Obviously, I think they should take her out, but it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not important to me, you know. But yes, obviously they should take her out. But if they didn't, or nothing is done about it, to me, that's the last thing we should be worried about. You know, WWE doesn't deserve to get shit heaped on them for Sonny killing someone. You know what I mean? So, of course, they're hypocrites. Of course, it's a lot of case-by-case basis when it comes to that Hall of Fame stuff. publicity and image. And I think a lot of the reason why they removed Hulk Hogan was just because of the racist situation that was going on there with his comments, and they had no choice but to distance themselves. And, with Sunny, maybe they just think it's not even worth it to address it type of thing. But, because if they took her out of the Hall of Fame, it would have to be done quietly. She would just have to be off the Hall of Fame page. WWE going out of their way to make an announcement is not something I would think they would do. No reason to draw attention to that, So with me, I don't care, and it's kind of a non-issue for me. That's the way I look at it. When it's a different situation, when somebody's not dead and it's just somebody doing a shitty thing, I might have a more stronger opinion on them being out. But, Sunny, the damage is done. Taking her out of the Hall of Fame is really not much of a punishment. She deserves to be in jail for a long time. That's the punishment she needs. Because I think if it was up to Sunny, she'd prefer not being in the Hall of Fame over jail. You know what I mean? So even with Sunny, I would assume that that's probably something not that important to her, especially if she does get the maximum 30-year sentence. She'll get out when she's 80. She'll be Mae Young when she gets out. Think about that. Fucking surfboard. God. These guys are both in such ridiculous shape, too. Look at this pinning. Oh. WWE fan, thanks for the $2. How have I never seen Jurassic Park? You'd be amazed at some of the movies I've never seen. Just never cared about that one. I mean, I've seen parts of it over the years, but I don't know. I don't know why I've never seen it. I just don't care. There's some movies I just have zero interest in, and I'm stubborn, even if they're great. I've been able to knock out a lot of movies I've never seen before with Elizabeth. We've been watching some good ones that I've just omitted to watch. So maybe eventually we'll get to Jurassic Park. I don't know. I just watched Terminator and Terminator 2. Never saw either movie. Watched them about maybe 3 weeks ago. Terminator came out when I was 7, and I haven't seen it. I had 38 years to see, or 37 years to see Terminator, and I never did. RVD got Eddie's boot right on his chin. Eddie Guerrero would be WWE champion in 2 years' time. Good to see George Napolitano out there taking pictures. You've never seen the Goonies. Wow. I've only seen the Goonies maybe once. Maybe once. I have. You know what's a really underrated for you old people? Underrated and great NES game? The Goonies 2. This game is really fun. It's long. You have to have passwords, and, it takes a long time to beat the game because you have to revisit it later. Unless you knocked it out in one sitting, it would take you several hours, I think. But it's really fun, and it's adventurous, and I always liked it as a kid. And every now and then when I'm feeling saucy, I'll pop this sucker into my Retron 5 and play it. Nice monkey flip, even though I don't like monkey flips. I like it when these guys do it. There's a rust in peace Davey Boy sign. God, he just died the day before this? That's crazy. Did they run any video package for him or anything like that here, or did they do that the next night on Raw? Wow. I wonder how Dave... I always thought... I know Brett and Austin got along real well. I'm assuming Davey and Austin did too, you know? Last time I saw Davey Boy live or in person, I guess would have been Unforgiven in '99. He came back right after Owen died, and he was in that match where Austin was a referee. Pretty sure I was in attendance for the last time Davey Boy wore the red, white, and blue trunks, too. After that, he was rocking the jeans. Don't think he wore that shit again after that. Oh. Oof. I love Jim Ross's comments about Rob Van Dam's educated feet. What if, like, only one was educated? Like, what if one foot went to Harvard and the other one went to, like, community college? That would be funny. I feel froggy. Oof. Speaking of Milwaukee, that was the site of Over the Edge 98 that I'll be reviewing this week. I think they even had like Mad Dog Vachon and the Crusher was in the audience. Fucking awesome. Nice glancing spin kick there by 5-star. Oh, wow. I forgot this is the Battle of the Frog Splashes. Didn't even think about that. Arriba. Lawler. Jesus Christ. Yeah, what's going on in the playoffs right now? Is there some NHL and NBA going on? I'm so out of the loop. I saw the Reds threw a new no-hitter today and lost. That's hilarious. That's rare as shit. What do you got to do? Like walk somebody, then they steal a base, and then maybe a stack fly and like a fielder's choice or something to get in? Is that how something like that works? Like, that's nuts. Oh, yeah, Boston whooped Milwaukee by 30 in Game 7. Holy shit. Were they on the road? No, they're at home probably, right? Wow. Oh, look good on the ref counting that. Oh, were you at the show where Austin did the bang 316 shit to Vince? That was great. Oof. I remember the promo that Shane did. He goes, "It was me, Dad, that hired Stone Cold back. It was me." Pretty sure that was on the campus of Michigan State. Oh! It's like basically a backslide while with his feet on the ropes. I've never even seen that. I've never seen someone use the ropes for leverage during a backslide. Nice. Or did he counter a backslide? Let me see a replay. I kind of only caught the end of that. And Eddie steals one again. Love it. I'm not afraid of you, my brother, because I'm Latin. That's my favorite part of the song. Oh, yes. Oh, so he countered. And then it looked like he backslid him. Yeah, he did backslide him, and then he used the ropes. I mean, would that give you more leverage, though? Maybe it would. I don't know. Hello, Stacy. Look at her. Vince is praying. Pray, everybody. The safety of Sister Stacy. Once again, to reinsure. Jezebel. Hey, she's not a Jezebel. Once again. Amen. Or something. God, look at Stacy. What's all this shit back here with nooses and stuff? What's going on? Look at that big guy with Devon. Who is that? With the chain? Who is that guy? Looks like a deacon or something. Deacon Drax. Okay, Vince. I'll be watching Stacy. Why are those nooses there? They don't hang motherfuckers on the show, do they? So they must have been planning this for a while because they shot this commercial. Ugh, get the F out. I mean, they tried to play it off. Like, get the F out. Don't say it like that. Say it like, get the F out. Get the F out. All right, here comes Trish. We all prayed for the safety of Sister Stacy. I got a $10 super up here. Steven Scott, my friend, thank you for that. Appreciate you being here. Good mic work with legendary news reporter. Which legendary news reporter would have made for a good backstage interviewer? Peter Jennings, Tom Brokaw, Dan Rather, or Ted Koppel? I actually know Dan Rather. True story. Long story, though. I kind of think they all might be kind of good. Ted Koppel might be a little more like Alfred Hayes to me. I watched Ted Koppel as a kid report on the death of John Lennon. I remember him from that. I remember Peter Jennings from the Gulf War a lot. Brokaw is really, really news-ish type of guy. Never mind. Hold on. Let's pause for a minute. Okay. I'm going to go Peter Jennings on that one. I kind of think Peter, might go Peter or Peter. I think Peter Jennings. I think he was great. I always like Peter Jennings. I like all those guys, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think I'll go Peter Jennings. Would be a good backstage interviewer. Because I think he'd be a little bit like Mean Gene, sort of. Like, I think he'd stir the pot a bit. And I think he wouldn't be afraid to be like, hey, now wait a minute. Last week you said this, and or whatever, you know. I'm going to go Peter on that one. PJ. Because they can call him PJ. It'll work perfectly. Here comes Deacon. He's going to come out here and back up Stacy, I guess. God, I forgot about this whole thing nearly. Who is that guy with Devon? Looks so familiar. He's got the the Money in the Bank briefcase. What's in there? Like chicken? Crackers? What does he have in there? WWE fan, appreciate that. 5 from you. Greg, have you ever been to a Classic Hell in the Cell match? Has anyone in the chat seen a Classic Hell in the Cell match live? I have seen 2, I believe. I was at WrestleMania 15. I saw Big Boss Man against The Undertaker. And, are you sitting down? I was also at the Kennel from Hell match. So that was technically a Hell in the Cell match with a blue bar cage inside of it. So I think I've seen 2 in person. Bubba. So what's the fucking match here? Trish and Stacy, right? It was really stupid of them to break up the Dudleys. We watched Survivor Series, right? Last year, Survivor Series 2002, where they would reunite. You know that's Batista with Devon. Batista? You mean like Evolution Batista? No. It's not him. Batista was like with Triple H and like won world championships and stuff. This guy's just hanging around with some weird gimmick Devon's doing. No, Rodrigo, that's not right. I just can't place him. I just can't think of who he is, but it is not Batista. Who is that guy in OVW? It might be Leviathan. I think that's who it is. It looks like Leviathan that they moved up and brought up from OVW to be this this guy with Devon. Boston Crab. Ooh. See, now at this point, I thought Trish was starting to get good. But Stacy and Tori both, I never really thought were great wrestlers, although Stacy's in here bumping, so. Oh. Chill out, Stacy. Everything's all right. What does Vince McMahon have in that lockbox? That's his lockbox? What is that guy doing to fucking Trish? No wonder I can barely recognize him. He probably got fired after that for body slamming Trish. Yeah, Vince probably let him go right after that. Whatever's in that lockbox, I hope it does not include pictures of Vince's childhood. That's for sure. Oh, you saw that? Yeah, they did a Hell in a Cell match on Raw. That's right. Kane and Mankind. You were at that? That's cool. Ooh, look at that. Look at Trish go. Oh, Stacy takes out the Deacon. Big bulldog by Trish. I feel that's a finish. It's all right, Stacy. Look at Trish. And she gets out of dodge. She got shots in on all three of these fuckers. She baseball slid drop kicked the Deacon guy. She bulldogged and pinned Stacy, and then she slid out of the ring and Devon rammed his ass into the buckle. Ha! Yeah, I'm not sure if that trio is going to get over or not. Yeah, and they had just done the draft, don't forget. So much was changing around this time. Lots of stuff. Did they ever face each other, Bubba and Devon, during this nonsense? Oh, Batista tried to... Damn. Devon and Deacon and just not look good in this segment. Oh, big clothesline. I don't know what was going on with Stacy and the Dudleys around this time. I guess she stuck with, she must have got drafted to Devon's side. Uh-oh. Cheap shot. Get the table. Oh, they are calling him Batista. He probably spells it with a U. It's a different Batista. You know how like that baseball player? It's probably that baseball player's brother. It's not like Batista. We need a deacon, or not a deacon. We need a Reverend Devon and Brother Love tag team. They look like a black and white cookie. Look to the cookie, Elaine. Look to the cookie. Oh, they kind of like 3D'd him or 2D'd him through the table. Poor Bubba. Reverend Devon. So stupid. Restaurant I managed back on the East Coast. I don't know what kind of preacher or priest you are that has, if there's a specific one that has the white collar thing that Devon's got there. But this one guy would come in like 3 times a week by himself. He was like a priest or pastor or something. And he'd come in and get the same thing every day. I'd always like welcome him and he'd sit at the same table. He knew me. We always talked and chatted. He never once asked me to come to his church or come visit him. He just came in there, had his lunch every day. Super nice dude. And we were just close to his church. Klein, Richard, I think it was Richard Klein, something like that was his name. Reverend Klein. Arn and Flair. Look at Arn. Fucking sexy Arn. A little button down, a couple buttons down, exposing the chest. Yeah, so I think right after Austin would walk out, Vince just got pissed and said, I'm done with this stupid angle with Flair. I need to, at least on camera, I need to take my company back. And they ran the angle where Vince won the match and he got power back.
Unlike you, I'm taking Austin down. I'm getting reins put right through his mouth. A bit. I'm going to have Austin under control.
So it was somewhere during this day that Austin, I guess, found out about his match with Brock Lesnar and was pissed. And then he would leave that night or called Vince later on, I think that night or whatever, according to the story. And Vince laid it out. And then Austin just hopped on a plane and went home instead of going to Atlanta. Well, Gaylord Entertainment Center. I've never been to Nashville. I've been to the mountains in Tennessee, but never in Memphis or Nashville. I don't know nothing about Tennessee. I like the song Tennessee by Arrested Development back in the day. Tennessee, Tennessee. It's one of my favorite songs ever as a kid. Tennessee. That and Mr. Wendell. Look it up, kids. All right, here comes Matt and Jeff. So this is what, a tag team? They're going to face Brock and Heyman? So this must have definitely been after Jeff annihilated Brock's face with the chair, right? What a match between Jeff and Darby on fucking Wednesday, man. My God, my back still hurts from watching that. Imagine if we could get this Jeff Hardy, 2002 Jeff Hardy on Dynamite on Wednesday against Darby Allin. Those guys might not have survived. Arrested Development was underrated. I always liked them. Yeah, the poor Hardys were fed right to Brock. Jeez. God, that spinning around powerbomb was so badass. Like, young, scary, physically scary Brock, I think, is my favorite Brock. Oh. Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman might be, in terms of WWE managers, aside from maybe Paul Bearer, has got to be one of the least physically capable people we've ever seen. I guess when he was younger, he could bump around a little bit in WCW. Then you get up on the top of the cage with Punk, so I guess he can climb a cage too, so maybe he's not that bad. Look at Jeff jumping. Look at this match. This is a match completely full of still active guys. How cool is that? Yeah, Chris Miner. Thank you for the $2. Hardy's, Y2J, and Brock are the only active today. Yeah, I guess you're right, huh, on this whole show. And all of them, most of them are in this one match. So basically all four of these guys are on TV currently. You know what I need from one of you guys? I need a history lesson on Nick Patrick. When did Nick Patrick go away? When was he no longer in WWE? Because after that WCW buyout, I feel like he was there for a lot of years as one of their top officials. Which was funny because in WCW, he was like my least favorite referee. Not only because he was like a heel, but also because I didn't like his referee style. I thought he had really weird counts. He would like lay down on the mat, flat down, what you're supposed to do to check the shoulders, but the way he would have these funny arm-waving 3 counts, I didn't like it. He kind of adapted to the WWE referee style once he got there, and he was there for years, but I don't recall when I just stopped seeing him on TV. Shit, he might still be there for all I know. I don't think he is. 2009. 2008. So he was around for a while then, 7, 8 years. Okay. Was he let go, or anybody know that? I don't even remember. I don't remember the story of Nick Patrick gone from WWE. I don't even remember hearing that. God, Brock. All these guys, they're physical prime right now. Yeah, Mickey J, I did see that pass away. What did WWE call him? Mickey Hinson? Paul doesn't get tagged in, does he? Oof. Nice. Brock. Wow. Jawbreaker. See, like, Brock is so young here. He's selling like a veteran. He's a living, breathing septic tank. I was also in the building the night that Lawler came back and Heyman was booted off of commentary after Survivor Series in 01, a few months before this. Released by WWE in August of 08. Okay. Look at his head, says Lawler. Jesus, Heyman. Up, Jeff is way up top. Yep, caught. How long until Matt turned on Jeff? Maybe a long while. They had already done a little mini split a few months before this that they kind of just aborted. But then I know the Hardys wouldn't feud again until like 2009 or something, right? So we're a few years off. Look. Heyman couldn't even get in the fucking ring. He let Heyman pin him. Jesus Christ. I never knew Heyman owns a pinfall victory over Jeff Hardy. How unselfish of Brock. This is before Brock had his music. I don't know when he would get that. When did he debut the music? It had to have been right after this. He had it by the time they got to SummerSlam. Heyman's got the body of a god. Unfortunately, it's Buddha. Oh, Matt did turn on Jeff again in 2002? I never knew that. Wow. Oh, the NWO. Hall had just gotten let go? Oh, so all these nooses, that's just the backdrop for the interview area. Okay. I thought they were going to use this shit or something. They built all of that just to be in the backdrop? Now it would just be an LED screen of that stuff. They actually went to Lowe's and picked up all that lumber and built that shit? Who does he see? We're pretty close to Bischoff coming in too, aren't we? Who is this? Who's she? Halle Berry. Booker? I don't think Charmel's going to be too happy with what you're doing over here. I mean, she's cute, but...
Actually, I have a very special place I'd like you to sign.
Oh, she wants you to sign her coochie? Okay. I don't recommend that. You get ink is, you don't want... Oh, and you got a card? Oh, my God, Booker. Where's she going, to the bus? Shh. Look how happy Booker is. There would just be some random super hot woman just standing in the garage by herself. Oh, it's hair match time now. They really have to sit in this shit? I remember around this time we used to. Oh, it's not next. They're gonna do Austin next. But I remember around that time, me and my friends, we were making fun of Angle a little bit because you could start to see his shit receding a little bit. So it was clear that he was gonna lose this match. This is gonna be a way to get him his head shaved. And I know me making fun of somebody losing their hair is dripping with irony, but I did back then. He stuns me. This would be Austin's last match. Third to last match. Think about that. And if you count the one at this year's WrestleMania, Austin only had 4 matches left in his career, starting with this one right here. Unless when he came back in 2003 and beat Bischoff, unless he had some sort of match in between on Raw before Mania, but I don't think he did. So It's this one. His match with Bischoff, his match with The Rock, and then his match with Kevin Owens. 4. Austin's wrestled 4 matches in 20 years and is arguably just as recognizable in wrestling than ever before. Think about this. Hogan, in the last 20 years, I don't know how many matches he's wrestled, but I'd guess 20. And Austin is 4. How insane is that? Oh, Austin wrestled on Bischoff on Raw again? Okay. Well, so then I guess it would be 5 max, right? If you count, if there's a technicality in there somewhere. But 4 pay-per-view matches for sure. And that's all he had. This turn for Big Show was turn number 88. He would be 12 more away from 100, which I think he would hit by the end of the year. That music just doesn't carry the same weight in WWE, you know? I completely ignored that entire video segment, so I have no idea what they rehashed there. Big Show could never quite figure out his attire, could he? Sometimes he would wear this, but it wouldn't be so short. Sometimes he'd wear the one strap. Sometimes it would be blue. Sometimes he'd have just trunks. Then he wore those weird jeans for a while. I mean, at least the Big Show was in the NWO and WCW, but still. What exactly is a government mule again? Do they eat government cheese? From Charlotte, North Carolina. How old was little Charlotte around this time? 13 or something, maybe? She's a little kid. She's a little queen. Holding everybody else in the family down. Always getting title shots over David and Reed. Wouldn't put anybody over. Wouldn't put her mom over ever. So it's Ric Flair and the Giant against Stunning Steve Austin. That's cool. Ramon, you're going to slap butter on my face? Just make sure it's Land O'Lakes. That's all I ask. None of that country crock shit. Got to be the real deal. As the glass shatters for the last time until the following year. Austin was probably just fucking bitter and frustrated too, because you also got to think about Hogan is in the company right now as the champion. You know, and Austin having to play second fiddle to Hogan, I can completely understand his frustration, because that almost offends me as a fan, especially back in these days. But Austin gets himself over to a level that is arguably greater than Hogan's, saves WWE from complete WCW annihilation. And then the minute Hogan waltzes back in the door, Vince is like, here's your belt back. I'd be pissed too. Especially when Austin deep down knows he's better in so many ways than Hogan. He's every bit, if not better, of a promo. Way better in the ring. Way more liked by his peers. Has had way better matches. And even if this time, if you had 2 merch stands right next to each other, one with just the plain Hulkamania shirt and the other one with the plain Austin 316 shirt, I guarantee you Austin would outsell him. So this is a handicap tag. Is that what this is? Yeah, so Flair's got to tag in if he wants in, doesn't he? Or maybe not. Maybe it's just a fucking... Was weird seeing Flair and Austin wrestle a little bit. They had a couple of battles in WCW, but their spots on the roster were way different. And I know Austin and Pillman took on Flair and Arn a couple times, too. It's a whole lot of WCW going on in here. You got Nate, Steve, Ric Flair, and Giant. Little Nate, I should say. Oh. So I'm not right about this. Then. We Are Pro Wrestling. So Austin walking out didn't happen until June? I was thinking it was the very next night after this. So I'm wrong. So we're not right about this, guys. Austin, I guess, would leave June. Not here. Oh, I do remember that. I remember that match now on Raw. That's right. It was and then he walked out the following week. Okay, so I was thinking it was here that all this was happening. And that the very next night he's got to go and have that and lose to Brock, and he didn't want to, and he went home. The reason I thought that is because this show was in Nashville, and I think that Raw that he walked out on was in Atlanta, and they're pretty close together. So I was thinking that made sense that Raw would be in Atlanta. So I'm wrong. We Are Pro Wrestling is the guy you need to talk to if you have specific questions about my sketch-ass fucking memory. What? And also, you know what I could use help with We Are Pro Wrestling probably knows that too. There's footage. I know it exists. It might be on SmackDown. It might be on Raw. I don't even know. It's Austin and Hogan in the red and yellow toasting a beer. What match was that? Was that did Austin and Hogan team up? Or was that a run-in situation? I don't recall the two of that seeing that match on TV, but I see it in video packages all the time from probably just a couple weeks after this or before of Austin and Hogan toasting a beer in the ring. AJ Daniels, what's up? Oh, hell no. I've always thought Ric Flair for an older, kind of a loose skin type of guy. He was always in really good shape. Even Bret Hart, as much as he hated Ric Flair, always put over Ric Flair's cardio. He's got Steve Weiser right now. This Gaylord Center. Oh, no kidding. Hogan took a stunner? How did I not know this? So it was Hogan and Flair. Austin came in and did a run-in, and I got to watch that match. I do remember Hogan and Flair on Raw, but I guess I just don't remember, because I remember when that match happened, I was like, this is really crazy. Hogan and Flair on Raw. I want to even say maybe Bischoff had something to do with putting that match together. And I remember finding it very interesting that we're seeing this match on Raw. If you would have told me we'd see Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair on Raw, you had to understand for 2002 how bizarre that was to say out loud. So that must have been the match. Austin came out there and toasted Hogan and then stunned him. Fuck yeah. I got to see if there's footage of that exists. Links, shoot it to my Twitter. Hey, bro, you coming over? Bub wants to say hi. Hey, bro. No, you can't come over here. You gotta go over here. This is my streaming area. If you want to sit, you have to come over here. Come here. Right here. There you go. There you go. Bub is being difficult with where he wants to sit. He wants to sit right in front of me, but then I can't see y'all. You want to say hi to everybody? See him? There he is. Right there. There we go. We're back. Oh, God, you can hear that smack from up here. Jesus. Oh, cool. Here it is on Twitter. Let me watch this real quick. Did he really stun him? Oh, okay. Okay, that was the end of it. I was hoping to see the stunner. You're going to smear some grease on my bathroom wall? No, you're not. I'm renting this place. I got a $4,000 deposit on this bitch. You ain't ruining that. Oh, my God. Flair did that right in front of Nate, little Nate. They're trying to play that off like Charles Robinson didn't see that. Come on now. It's a good-looking building there in Nashville. It looks pretty big. There's no pro teams there, right? At least at that time. I don't think the Predators were around back then. Maybe they were. It sort of resembles the Fleet Center a little bit in Boston. I think they got some yellow around that, too. Oh. Oh, big power slam by Show. Yeah, we talked about the plane ride from hell. That was going on around this time, too, I think a few weeks before. So all that stuff was happening. Plane ride, WWF initial changed, Austin leaving, Brock debuting, Cena debuting. Crazy. Oh, cool. Thanks, Victor. You got some of the... Oh, this might be the stunner. Oh, I guess they just have a beer bash together. That's cool. I'll watch that later. Oh, Hogan dropped the beer. You punk. And Nash, correct me if I'm wrong, he was injured as well, right? He went down prior to this with the quad, so he was already out. And then Hall got fired. So they lost, the NWO lost all 3 of its core members almost immediately. How crazy is that to think about? And now they're trying to run with Booker and X-Pac and Big Show. And that, of course, is when Shawn would come back in to the fold. Or no, maybe Nash was still there. Maybe he wasn't quite hurt yet. Because I think he was the one that introduced Shawn, right? Joined the NWO. They did the old Diesel Shawn high five and shit. So maybe Nash was all right. And he would get injured right after that, perhaps. But the fact that we never got to see, like, Shawn and Nash team one more time, that would have been awesome. They might have teamed in 03. Did we ever get the 2 dudes with attitudes back? Nash came back from his quad injury sometime in 03, and he kind of got in the middle of the Hall or Triple H and Shawn feud. And then I was at the next year's Judgment Day. 03, I was there. That was Kevin Nash and Triple H for the title. Maybe we'll watch that one next week or something. I know that had a Stacy and Tori bikini contest. Okay, because I was like, why haven't, if Nash doesn't have the quad injury yet, why haven't we seen him? And it's because he was out with a biceps injury in first match back, tore his quad. Oh my God, Nash. Such bad luck with that NWO stuff, man. Okay, they teamed with Booker at, but not just the 2 of them, though. Is there a match with just the 2 of them? That's what I'm looking for. That's funny that they would team with Booker T at Backlash, because I guess all of them would be baby faces by that point, right? But Shawn is the one that kicked Booker T out of the NWO. Remember? You're the problem. Whoa. What? They're doing woos and whats. That's great. So fucking great. Austin putting a figure 4 on Nate. I didn't have that on my watch-along bingo card. JJ Leg, what's up, dude? Appreciate that $5 from you, man. Hey, Greg, I'll have to watch this later tonight. Have a good stream. Going to go enjoy this Riddle RVD feeling I have right now. Right on. Right on. Speaking of which, there's our friends right there. JJ, I appreciate that, man, and enjoy your night. I know I am. That was really irresponsible. I forgot I have a cat near me. Thez Perez to Flair. Oh. Elbow right to Flair's baby makers. Who's coming? They're reacting to somebody. Oh, Xbox there. Oh. X-Pac and Austin didn't have many interactions either, I don't believe. Because X-Pac, oh, there he is. Austin's going to pin Flair for the win. Because X-Pac would come back right after WrestleMania 14 the next night, right after Austin had beaten Shawn. But then DX would kind of go in a babyface direction, combined with Austin, and the 2 of them were the 2 most over acts in the company. I don't think they had any one-on-one matches. They might have. How crazy is it to think that when Austin came into WWE, X-Pac had a higher spot on the card? Crazy. That would change. That was a fast count, Lil Nate. I like how Austin takes 2 beers for the road. He's like, if it's too dangerous to celebrate in the ring, I'll just take them to go. I really wish WWE built pay-per-view sets like this still. If they could do it 20 years ago, why can't they do it now?
Judgment Day, one man will lose his hair. It's Kurt Angle versus Edge in a hair versus hair match. One man is going to go bald. And check it out. It's a little preview of what Edge...
Is this the first SmackDown match? Oh, look at that Photoshop job to Edge. Angle looks totally normal. I guess they were both Photoshopped, but I only noticed Edge. Do they call the matches from back here? Because the first pay-per-views after the draft were joint productions, right? I like that they got this barber. Who's that? Keith Hernandez. The brand new Kurt Angle t-shirt. Oh, Edge must have played some games with this picture, I bet. You suck. Oh my God, Val Venus. I think Val and Edge used to be tight because I think Edge was married to Val's sister, I think, or was at least dating her. I remember that story from back in the day. Angle pulled off the bald shit just fine. Oh my God, they really did cut off a chunk of Edge's hair. Who's going to be bald? We will find out. Rodrigo, you don't want to know what Val Venus is up to these days. He is an absolute fucking psychopath. He's one of those QAnon nuts. Like Drake Wirtz and one of those dudes that you flee from like a burning bucket of shit. Olympic bald hero. This is it, Kurt. Say goodbye. He wouldn't grow this shit out again, would he? I think in TNA he had a little bit going on. He grew it a little. Whenever I have a few days off in a row or something, and I just don't shave or whatever, I start to resemble a little bit of Kurt Angle from the time in TNA when he had the scruff and just a little bit of stubble on his head. Got that George Costanza classic horseshoe pattern. By the way, no, not joking, I got carded for this beer when I bought it. Like, are you 21? I'm like, yeah, twice. And look at my head. Oh, that's little Hebner. It's going to take a long time. I think most people should be rooting for Edge just for time constraints. If Angle wins, it's going to take a day and a half to get through the mop on Edge's noggin. Yeah, that was always my favorite one, too. I really like the Rob Zombie theme. I'm glad they left it in here and they didn't edit it. Yeah, SmackDown was starting to develop its identity. I mean, it was still brand new. I mean, you got to remember, the SmackDown brand was only a handful of weeks old at this point. But Edge and Angle would be a big part of that core. Brock would join later. Ray would join later. Eddie, I think, as well. And Heyman, right, would kind of take over the creative duties over there as well, right? He's got a nice, normal haircut. Ooh. Wow, he came awfully close to hitting that woman in the... Did you see that? Holy shit, I wish I could rewind it, but that'd fuck everything up. Like, Angle's head looked like it could have caught her. I'm going to grab another fresh beer while Angle and Edge battle. Oh, no. Angle is stuck Andre the Giant style. And Edge spears him. That's awesome. Ooh, Jesus. What a bump. Edge looked like he flat back bumped onto the floor. Oh, not quite, but still fucking hard landing. Adorable. Holy shit. Yeah, the Mavs are winning by 40 against the Suns in the third. They got 32 points with 8:26 left in the third, according to ESPN, does Phoenix. And it looks like they are on the road against Dallas. Holy shit. I didn't even know. There was a lot of Game 7s today. Damn, Phoenix. That's crazy. That is crazy. Who went off? Did somebody just fucking start raining threes? Out there like Greg Morgan in the 12th grade? You know what? Honestly, Michael, long hair is not that pricey to take care of. It's actually cheaper. One of the reasons when I was a kid, when I was in my 20s, that I grew my hair long and wore a ponytail was because of how easy it was. I was jealous of a lot of my like female friends. They could just wake up, throw their hair in a ponytail, and put a hat on and go out the door. And that's the same reason why I love the bald look, is because I don't have to do anything. I don't have anything because when I had hair, it was just short hair. It was just difficult to style, and I didn't really like it, so I grew it long to make things easier. That way, like if I just woke up and I had somewhere to be that didn't require dressing nice, I could just pull it back, throw a hat on, and go out the door. Not that I couldn't throw a hat on anyway, or I could just pull it back and go out the door. It was easy. So, and you don't have to go to the barber all the time because shit's just growing. So the only thing you'll spend money on really is shampoo. I haven't bought shampoo in 17 years. Fucking awesome. WWE fan, I do not want to brag, but I was a pretty good white boy. That's for sure. I was always very pleasantly surprised with my basketball skills. I was actually quite good and could hang. And going to a school in the South, that had a lot of black kids in the school, having their respect was one of the best memories I have of being in school. Come on, Angle. Hold him down. Nope, Edge is getting up. I like the big sign of the Edge shaving cream in the audience. That's funny. Yes, Mike, I could, but barely. By the time I got, I want to say junior year or like late sophomore year, I could always jump up and grab the rim. But it's different to jump up there and grab it and hang on it than it is to actually get a regulation ball over the top. So then I started practicing with volleyballs, and then I'd grab one of the girls' balls, and I eventually just kept. Once I dunked the volleyball, and I could dunk like a baseball and a softball. I started like super small, dunk personal items, dunk your shoe, shit like that, and then I remember getting the volleyball in and thinking that was pretty awesome. And I kept working at it, and I got the girls' ball, and I knew it was only a matter of time. But I can never like dunk in a game environment. It has to be something where I'm setting up, getting ready, running, jumping perfectly, and getting it in. But I'm also 6 feet tall, so or 6'1", so it's not super hard to dunk at that height. All you got to do is have some hops. It's not like I'm Woody Harrelson or nothing. I can hear Jimmy. Your bald sign in the crowd reminds me of Seinfeld. You're bald. I didn't know this would be Paul Bear's last pay-per-view as showrunner. Paul, he was in and out so many times for various reasons. Health, others. Of course, being buried in cement also can sometimes knock you off TV for a bit. It amazes me how you lose your basketball skills, though. Before I moved here to California, the last apartment I lived at in North Carolina before moving out here to Cali, it was great. One of the amenities in this luxury apartment that I lived in, it had an indoor basketball court that nobody used. So I got to go in there and like mess around, and I hadn't really played in an indoor regulation hoop in a long time. So I'm walking in there by myself, all cocky. I went to the store, bought myself a nice basketball. I'm like, I'm going to go work out in the gym, like, periodically and, like, shoot hoops and stuff by myself. And I go in there the first day. There's nobody in there. I flip the lights on. I'm like, this is going to be great. I just kind of dribble up so cocky up to the three-point line. And the very first shot I shoot is a three-pointer. And I just shoot it so, just my normal form that I always would. And I even just look at the ball going up. And I'm just like, I'm admiring it because I know it's just going to go right through the net. And I airball it. And I short it by about 3 feet. And I'm like, oh, I'm weak. I'm like, my muscles have atrophied. Like, I just went through the same. I just thought it would be like the same thing. I'm like, no, you got to get yourself back in shape. So it took me like a couple of months to like get back to shooting form and be like, oh yeah, okay, I kind of remember. Yeah, I was like, man, I'm glad nobody saw that. There was a camera in there, so the apartment complex does have footage of this debacle. I just remember thinking I was so badass going in there, and I'm like, just airball this shit, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need some work there. By the time I moved away, I was pretty good again, but I haven't played since. So if you want to see me shoot some air balls, meet me at the court. Is he? Oh, I'm about to say, is he gonna win with that shit? Is that DDT, is that the execution? Another one of Morgan's pet peeves in wrestling is multiple names for your moves. I don't like that everybody has like 6. I think it's like the top guys can have a couple, it's fine. But Jesus. I don't know how many Charlotte has, but I know she got like figure 8 and natural selection and probably 2 other stupid ones. And I started getting annoyed with that real early, like right around this time. I'm like, execution, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'd rather just call it cool ass high floating DDT or something. Not execution. Oh, that was another big DDT. Wow. Yeah, Edge wrestling on Judgment Day. Pretty crazy. Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention Edge. We were talking about everybody who's active. We forgot to mention Edge earlier, right? So we had the Hardys, Brock, Edge, and Jericho. Ooh, all still active on this show. Maybe you could sort of include Big Show if you wanted. Ooh, hell, if the rumors are true, you might be able to include Ric Flair, too. And hell, Austin just worked a couple weeks ago. Angle's got a chair. Well, if it's a hair match, can you lose this shit by DQ? That would suck. Spear. Oh no, is the ref going to see the chair? Get that chair out of there. Hide the evidence. No referee. I don't see a thing. Well, what was going on in 2002? Some controversial game. Maybe that was that Kings and Lakers thing or something that he's referring to. I don't know. Ooh. Boom. Another spear. Oh, and Angle kicks out. Great near fall. Great near fall. Well, it'd be crazy if Phoenix stormed back and won. No, they're still down 38. Oh, no, here we go. Oh, and a spear to Edge. Hey, Kurt threw a pretty decent-looking spear. Not bad. Curtis. Angle slam. No. No. Oh, great near fall. I was about to say, I don't remember a bald Edge, but I might have Mandela affected myself. But no, Edge kicks out. I've always talked about it before. Like, what if we started watching a watch-along and and a different outcome happened? What if we were watching WrestleMania 18 and Hogan won? I'm like, huh? Are you going to say he's going? I'm about to say he might have a trifecta of spears. Now we got an ankle lock on poor Edge. Look at the ref selling. Everybody's selling. All three of these guys are banged up. Tito, don't mess with that. Oh, small package. Yeah. Wins with a small package. Yeah, what we could do is all get some like mushrooms or something, right? We got to make sure they're the same kind so we all have the same trips. And then we all take them together, hit play together, and see what happens together. I'm not sure if YouTube would allow that. Oh, he's going to put Angle out. Another execution. Now, what do? Do they strap him to the chair or what? He's taking him up to the top. I'll be right back. Angle made a deal here. Oh, sorry. Even though I'm getting over my sickness, I still got a few pretty gnarly sneezes coming out. So they would faded to black here. Do we not get to see the head shave? There's the Marriott. What are we doing here? Did we skip all that? Do we not get to see? I wasn't gone that long, was I? Oh, no. Booker's in here with Charmel. Somebody tweet Charmel, let her know what Booker T's up to. This is fucked up, man. You looking fine. Why did you hire a cameraman? She wants to do it in the dark. Jesus Christ. I don't need this in my life. Oh, it's Booker. It's Gold Dust. Maybe Gold Dust was the cameraman. Oh, no, Booker. Man. Booker T would be like, well, if Marlena was here, maybe we could talk about this. He wants to get his Mac down. Every now and then, you just got to get your Mac down. Oh, God. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Look, y'all, if I'm going to do a watch-along and you're aware that I have full Booker T butt crack, you need to warn me about this so I can not do this one. That's on y'all. That's your fault. All y'all. Bad time to ask for to hit the like button? Assholes. Not one of y'all tweeted me. Greg, think it through. You're going to see Booker T's whole ass. I'd have been like, you're right. Let's watch December to Dismember. All right, now it's Hell in the Cell, as if we didn't go through enough hell a minute ago. Once you're in, it's nearly impossible to get out. No, they should say, once you get in, it's slightly difficult to get out. You just need to push with your hand on the fence, and it usually should give. $4.99 pair of wire clippers from Home Depot will also do the trick. Or if you have a presumed dead brother returning to confront you, he can always just rip the door off. You got lots of options. Super kick a cameraman. Another common way. Man, Phoenix, they just shit the bed or something there. Somebody must have just gone off for Dallas, and it's just, you can't. They just got out way ahead and no looking back. Sucks to lose that way, though. So I didn't even know that Vince had gotten involved in this a little bit here. I guess because he was running things on SmackDown. I didn't know Vince even set this match up. I just thought it was Jericho and Triple H revisiting the rivalry here. Triple H is extremely close to going heel here, right? Hell in a Cell. It's not even a cell, though. I don't know. It's a cage. Why is it not called Hell in a Cage? Rhyming, I guess. Yeah, Triple H had a really weird return. Came back as a babyface, super over. Won the title at WrestleMania, and then they went with Hogan instead, and then he just went heel. It was just so weird. Here comes Jericho. Yeah, I think Rage in a Cage they've had, I think. Maybe that's why they named it Hell in the Cell, because Rage in the Cage had already been used or something, but... Jericho, look at the shape he's in. Yeah, you could argue that the business took a sharp turn, like literally exactly 20 years ago around this time. Over the span of the next few weeks, things were happening that were historic, one after another, one after another. It's crazy. And it pretty much shaped and laid the groundwork for what we see now. The post-Attitude Era, the post-WWF, the post-Austin and Rock and DX era, transitioning into the newer crop and some elevated stars from that previous time period. But it's been over a year now of not having a show on the other channel, and it was weird. It was definitely weird. I ain't gonna front. Around this time, I wasn't getting SmackDown. I was living in Wilmington, and just the place where we were at, we had Time Warner Cable, and they didn't have UPN. So I went a good year or so without really seeing SmackDown. I had to read the results on the, very kind of new internet that it wasn't really quite as developed as it is now. So it was a pain in the ass. Very primitive days back then, even though we're probably in 7 or 8 years of the internet by that point. It was still not super easy. I remember when I moved to the beach and got Time Warner Cable, one thing I didn't have access to in the previous town I lived in was Roadrunner or like high-speed internet. So as soon as I moved there and I got the Roadrunner modem hooked up, I was like blown away how quickly my pages were loading, because prior to that, I was having like some dial-up shit all the way up until like the year 2000. And so in 2001, I got the fast speed. Now, of course, our pages just load instantly. We don't think anything of it. But if you had dial-up internet, this would not even be possible. And just loading a page would take a couple minutes just to pull everything up and to get everything on there and all the ads and the bullshit. Different times. But once I got that high-speed internet, I said, I don't care what I do in life, wherever I live, this is going to be the number one must-have. So if I live in a place that doesn't offer this type of high-speed shit, I'm moving somewhere else. It was like that from that day on. I'm like, this is awesome. That was like 6 computers ago. Maybe 7. They are locked in. There's Tim White, my favorite all-time WWE referee. Oh, it's funny you mentioned the Billy and Chuck wedding. Today, Elizabeth was asking what watch-along I was doing. I was showing her this one, and she was looking at the DVD and reading the back, and she goes, who are Billy and Chuck? And I gave her a quick history lesson of the two, and I showed her. I was like, and then one time they did this great like wedding between them, and Eric Bischoff dressed up as the minister, and 3-minute warning came out, and I showed her the entire segment. So that's funny that you mentioned that. And I made her listen to about 10 seconds of Billy and Chuck's theme song as well. And she did not break up with me. So that's pretty awesome. All right, here we go. Jericho and Triple H going to put their rivalry to bed here. What time we got? Hour and 37 minutes in. This will likely be a long match. You're going to go 30 minutes here. I'm sure we're going to see lots of blood. How ridiculous would this match look if it was in that ugly-ass red cell and there was no blood? And you had Corey Graves and Michael Cole on commentary. That would really suck. As far as I know, Tim White still lives up there in Rhode Island or wherever he lives. He's got that That bar, I think. Unless he sold it. I love him. He's got that Northeast accent. It's so perfect. My dad lived on Cape Cod for a while, and I spent some summers out there. I was just tickled because I'm from the South where they talk like idiots, and up north I was always just tickled at the accents. They're so funny to me. Park the car. It's wicked hot. It's like Southern is like more like almost like charming. You know, North is more like aggressive and weird. Midwest, where I was born, it's just like the very definition of white speech. It's crazy. Fucking honkies everywhere, as far as the eye can see. What's the Family Guy? Tacos, come get your tacos. It's like that. That's what all the women are like. Tacos. Like Minnesota knows anything about authentic Mexican food. Tacos. Is Jericho busted open already? He can't be. No, he's not. Okay. Maybe it was just his hair. Oh my God! What if they had red lighting here on this as well? Oh my God! The Hell in the Cell matches, man, I will say they were great. I mean, it's from the beginning in '98 all the way up until at least '03 or so. They were all pretty damn solid. I don't know when you can really look at the point where they officially started going downhill. Probably sometime around the banning of the blood. But now we had that damn Elimination Chamber in here, too. Have they put the Elimination Chamber inside the Hell in the Cell yet? The Elimination Chain Cell? And then the blue bar cage inside the chamber? The Elimination Kennel from Hell? No. Kennel Chamber Elimination of Hell. That's what it should be called. Kennel Chamber Elimination of Hell. That doesn't make any sense, but sounds kind of cool. Yeah, next month is Hell in the Cell. Speak of the devil. JR, thank you for sharing with us your pleasant boil on your ass. Thank you. JR gives zero fucks, man. He's posted, because he's had some he had that skin cancer problem, I think, where he had some treatment done on his leg or whatever. And he posted the most gnarly, just open, ragged-looking, gnarled hoof or whatever was going on down there. It was the craziest thing. And I was like, man, that is graphic as fuck. But he recovered greatly from it. It's just like, JR is crazy. Jericho's busted open now. At my restaurant, we host a lot of company dinners. And a lot of times those companies will be pharmaceutical companies or doctor's offices or sometimes dental practices. And we'll do a lot of dinners where it will be dentists or oral surgeons from around the city where they come to do a conference, and there's always a video presentation. And so these people will be in there eating their dinner while there is the craziest shit up on the screen. I've walked in there before to see people's just teeth ripped out of their gums and surgery and blood squirting everywhere. And I'm like, God damn. But they can handle all that stuff, And I'm like, I couldn't eat a piece of red meat while watching that. Ooh, big bump by Triple H. And some of our private rooms have windows, so whenever they come, I usually ask them, I'm like, is anything gnarly going to be up on the screen? Because I'm going to shut the windows because I don't want to take customers past the room, and then they look in there to see somebody. And the same thing with surgeons, like heart surgeons. They'll be showing heart surgery like on the screen while they're having dinner, and they don't think nothing of it, but to the public, it's fucking gross, man. I didn't see Triple H blade in there unless he was doing it while he's off camera here. But they're about to be both busted open. If he didn't blade then, he's about to now. All right, there's our blade job. Yep, all right, now we got blood on both guys. God, the old cheese grater. I've always loved, even back to the old cage matches, I always loved that. They've been doing that since the 70s. Coleslaw. To this day, I still don't know if I love or hate coleslaw. If it's good coleslaw, well-made coleslaw, I will eat it. But if it's like cheap shit or from fucking KFC or something, that stuff stinks. Smells like garbage or rotten food or something. It's got to be like really perfect for me to eat it. But I really do like a good coleslaw, especially like on a pulled pork sandwich or something. Yum. But I'm always sketchy as hell of it. Like I never trust it. I don't know why. Oh. We want to look out here too because I think the story is, correct me if my history's wrong, Timmy White, I think, takes a bump in this that essentially ends his career. So I guess we'll keep a lookout for that. I think it's his shoulder, but I'm not sure. He's burying Triple H under stuff. Ugh. The Ayatollah of rock and roll. Triple H fighting back hard. What's y'all's favorite Hell in a Cell match of all time? Because you guys are way better at remembering some of the Hell in a Cell matches that like came after this, like maybe 2004 and beyond, where from there on they're all a fucking blur to me. Triple H and Shawn had a pretty good one, I think, right? I think it's like after that I started kind of losing track of them. So I like Taker and Brock's from, I think, 02, right? Like a couple months from now they would do Taker and Brock. That one was awesome. But I don't know if I even have a favorite. Because we've also had dumb ones. Didn't we have one like Spirit Squad and DX or something and shit? You know what I mean? Like there's some stupid ones too. Like I like ones like this. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, Triple H Shawn 04. That one I have watched recently. And that was good. A lot of people do pick the first one, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm fine with that pick. A lot of memories of that day, man. Right before the screw job, Brian Pillman passed away that day. The next night on Raw, they played the curtain call on the Titantron. Like, it was nuts, man. Shawn and Brett had fucking heat, and Vince is about to, so much going on at that time. And in the midst of all that, they were able to pull off that great match and debut Kane. Without that match's success, who knows if they would have kept doing Hell in a Cell matches, you know? Jericho does not have this thing right. It's like on his head. Oh. Jericho had to position it right. Fucking on Dynamite, they turned that thing sideways and Hardy swantoned onto it. What's up, Off Leather Wings? We're chilling, man. Appreciate the $2. Glad you're here. We are about an hour and 49 minutes in to the pay-per-view. Jericho and Triple H are having a war in the cell. By my guess, based on time remaining, we probably have a buffer after this and then the main event. Probably that Billy and Chuck match. And then we got Hogan and Taker in a classic. You're about to see the greatest chokeslam of all time in the main event that made the thumbnail of this video because it's so good. People say Hogan's not athletic. Ugh. Oh, double shot to the cage and to the post. Get in that damn ring, says Timmy White. Don't you argue with Timmy White. Triple H and Batista. Okay. That's a good one, AJ. Triple H did a lot that year to put Batista over. He doesn't get enough credit for that. He's like, hey, I know a way to get... Oh, my God. So that's the bump, right? Okay, I didn't know he gets murdered. I'm assuming that's the bump. Either that or he add fucking Seller of the Universe to Timmy White's resume. There's no referee. Ever again, apparently. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I should not laugh. He took that like a guy who's never taken that bump before, that's for sure. Oh, and now Jericho's going more on, so maybe that's the bump. Oh, Timmy bled too? Oh, he's busted open? Holy shit. I didn't know all this happened. I just thought it was a typical ref bump and he got randomly injured. I didn't know they whooped his ass. Oh, my God. Poor Tim. Get up. This is really the end of him? I did not know it all went down. Like, look at all that blood. Oh, how that breaks my WWF heart. Big spine buster. Hey, bud. Oh, they got the bolt cut. They can never do this. Yeah, it takes more people. I don't know why WWE constantly puts themselves in a position where they have to rely on wire cutters. It's so rare that it goes smoothly. Hey, buddy. Hang in there, all right? Yeah, hang in there. No shit. What's going on, Mr. E? Good to see you. Oh, he's got the sledge. Sledgy. Sledgy Jackson. Sledgy White. Ugh. See, that door is open. It's always easy. You can always get out of there. Did they go to the top of this thing or no? I don't even know. trying to pet my cat, but my hands are really sweaty. And it doesn't feel good on. I don't like that. Sorry, bud. Scrambled brains. Oh, he's out. I like how they have the footholes cut out. Hilarious. They got him so perfectly spaced. Oof. Yeah, now they're out on the outside. I didn't even know there was room to walk around there. Oh, yeah, I guess there is. Have we seen him walk around in the cage like this before? I guess we have. Yeah, we definitely have. I always thought, like, by the time they got to the announcer side, it was because they've gone across the top. I can't think of too many times where they've walked along the outside of the cage like that. They're lucky that the 24-hour perimeter patrol truck didn't catch him. Espanol style. Look at Hugo. He called the game a son of a bitch. No, he was just talking to Hugo Saminovich. Oh, God. A head-jarring DDT. DDT to Jericho. Look at that woman taking pictures. That's the camera I would always take to the show, that yellow fucking disposable camera. That's why all my pictures from all my years going to shows suck. Because I took it with one of those. Ugh. DDT. And they still had those fucking honking-ass monitors. Oh, a barbed wire 2x4, because you never know when you need a barbed wire 2x4. I like how it has a little hook on it. Why, so they can hang it in the truck? Ooh. Oh, God. Oh, he put the handle on it so he could carry it up the cage. Smart. But he gave it to Jericho. He climbed up there and was like, here you go. Smash me with it. Jericho's like, all right. See, I'd be shitting myself up there. Primarily because of the transparent nature of the ceiling. It's like those glass bridges and shit. My God, I'd be pissing my pants up there. Yeah, Greg Morgan, he don't do the heights. He ain't very good. He fucking hate heights. Widths, I'm cool with. Fucking heights. I got no issue with widths. Yeah, John, I was wondering what the handle was for, but now it actually kind of makes sense. If Triple H planted that there, he had the forward thinking of put a handle on it because they need to carry it to the top. But how would he know that the door would get open? You know what I mean? So, they probably didn't want to trust him carrying it or trying to throw it up there, and it bricks off the top and goes into the audience so they can feel that the barbed wire's gimmicked. Fucking walls of Jericho on the cage. And you got to be looking down. I would pull one of those production guys. Oh, the referee's trying to get up there. In the bathroom, in the men's room. Throw him in a stall. Pin him up against the wall. I'm like, I'm telling you, if that thing gives way, you swear to me it's safe. Because if it gives way, I'll kill you with my bare hands. If I'm not dead from the fall. I know nobody takes a bump off here, because I would have remembered that. Watch, they'll probably take a bump now. So, since the referee is up there, that makes me think the finish is going to take place up here. Is he just going to pedigree him on the top of this thing and pin him? I mean, the ref climbed up there. Is referees climbing to the cell a regular thing, climbing up to the top? You guys got other examples of this happening? I never really thought about the specific rules for the Hell in the Cell. Is there a rule that says the fall needs to take place in the physical ring? Because it's not a false count anywhere. Hell in the Cell match, is it? I think they've done one of those before, haven't they? God, right to the top of the head. It just says Hell in the Cell match. Oh, he's counting up there. Have we ever talked about this? Like why this is... Am I missing and just forgetting a big major rule that makes this okay? Yeah, since the referee is up there, that kind of spoils that the finish is going to be up here. And hitting the pedigree up there, God, trusting that fucking fence. And he wins from the top. I mean, to win a match, to pin someone, your shoulders need to be on the mat. Jericho's shoulders are 15 feet above the mat. How you lose? Andrade voice. Jericho feet, 15 feet above ring. So how you lose? Fucking horseshit. Jericho got robbed. Demonic structure. Oh, sorry, bud. Sorry, bud. Just trying to reach something. Extraordinary pain and suffering. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to disturb you. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Big Show pinning someone holding him against the wall. I love the camera shot of Jericho's face in the mesh from underneath, with his nose all pressed up against it. Great camera work. Is Jericho's trunks ripped? Well, he had a tear right in the top of him. These guys kicked each other's asses, man. Yeah, because Jericho and Triple H, props to them. Neither guy are really big bump guys, you know? So the fact that they were able to have a pretty good Hell in the Cell match. Oh, here's Angle. Okay. So he just ran away the whole time. Edge runs by. That's actually pretty funny. Okay, so he'll eventually get his hands on him, right? I think that was Dave Hebner right there at the table. So he'll eventually get his hands on him and probably pin him down to the chair. And... Sexual chocolate. It's time to let you know. Oh. Is she going to say get the F out? No. Oh, now it's gone. Get the F out. I wish she would have said it. So they already had that. Jim Johnson already whipped that theme up in the kitchen, huh? He already had that one ready. Or no, wait. Sexual Chocolate was way before this. Rehashed. Reused. Tori and Maven. Y'all are drinking champagne and sharing a fucking... What is that thing? Strawberry margarita with no salt? It's not a daiquiri because there's ice in it. Oh, God. God, y'all need better bartenders. That's some shitty... Rodrigo, I have never been to Times Square. How crazy is that? As an, I should actually rephrase that. As an adult, I have been as a kid. I might have been like 6. We went to New York and Toronto for some reason, but never as an adult. Never made the trip. I don't know why. I'm fascinated by New York, but haven't made many trips up there. Other than changing planes. Seen the New York skyline a bunch of times. But never spent much time in the city. Oh, Billy and Chuck. But when I lived on the East Coast and being in the restaurant business, that's where a lot of people would go. A lot of people would go and come from New York. So I had a lot of friends, a lot of coworkers, just a lot of people in general that I knew that spent time in New York City and vice versa. And a lot of people always had aspirations of going to New York City. All the young girls always wanted to move to New York City, where I had a completely different mindset. I wanted to move to California or like South Florida or something like that. They wanted to go up there. Sex in the City was popular on TV back then, so I think that really was really influential on them and stuff. But I was like, nah, man, I want to go laid back. I don't want like high energy hustle and bustle. I want to go the other direction. Look at Rikishi. So who the hell is Rikishi and Rico? What did I read here? But Rico came out with Billy and Chuck. Okay, so this is just McMahon giving Rikishi a partner that's going to be not ideal. Oh, so he doesn't know it's Rico yet. Okay. Rico. Howard's going to go find out. Oh, and the winner is... Rico! What? Well, that's not fair. Oh, yeah, Teddy Long. Hey, we missed another one, guys. Billy Gunn. There's another one. Add him to the list. He's still active. There's a lot of people on this show that still work from time to time or all the time. Oh. Wherever Rico is, I hope he's doing well. I do recall something in the somewhat recent history, hearing about that he wasn't doing well. Rico was on American Gladiators. I remember that show as a kid. I'd watch it sometimes. They tried a bunch of times with Chuck Palumbo, I'll tell you, man, but look how strong he was. He basically came back as like a rehashed American badass, whatever year that was. Yeah, Mike Adamle. God, what a disaster all that was. What year was Mike Adamle happening? Was I doing commentaries yet? I think I was. Fucking Mike Adamle. Jeff Harvey. They've had questionable hires like that before. And then they came back like recently with Adnan Virk, who's fine, but just not fit for what WWE was doing. And Jimmy Smith is working out great. But ...2008 was Mike Adamle. Okay. So, yeah, not doing him yet. Greg was real confused at that time about what WWE was doing. It was just, I was barely watching them, to be honest. Kind of watching a little bit, but not like now. Ugh. Wow. Looks a pop-up RKO sort of, but didn't look really good. Pop-up cutter, I guess. God, big drop kick by Palumbo. They win? Of course they would do this. They would have Rikishi win. Well, how's this going to work? So what do they do? Do a rematch where Rico just like lays down real quick? And then Rikishi's got to play defense on his own fucking partner to stop him from losing on purpose? See, they were getting weird at this point. This is some shit you wouldn't have seen in the 1980s, you know what I mean? During the glory days of the Hearts and the Bulldogs. You wouldn't see like Dynamite Kid and Jimmy Hart win the tag team titles. That would be like the equivalent of this. like, no. It's fucking absurd. Oh, he's in a dance up there by himself? Oh, we're going to a little dance show. I missed the sexy and the hottie one. Look at him go. What a great visual. Rikishi dancing to Pyro with a hat and a championship belt, swiveling his hips. How come that's not shown? How come that's not in the WWE signature intro at the beginning of every show? Then, now, forever. Instead of the Bruno stuff, just put that. Look at Rico. He's like, I'm going to go and grab my championship belt, which now belongs to me. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, we got to get the haircut now. Be right back. Oh, they're going to brawl some more? Okay, so Edge is going to have to somehow subdue Kurt Angle, strap his ass to that chair, and do some cutting. If he wishes, he can do some strutting beforehand. It would have been fun at this time just for kicks. I have no idea what Ed Leslie was doing. Probably not even on very great terms with the company. But Edge gets Kurt Angle pinned down and then introduces somebody to help him, and Brutus Beefcake's old music hits the barber, and he comes out and helps cut Angle's hair. That would have been fun for me. Brudi was over. Oh, now they're going to brawl on this thing? It's like 2 matches. Fucking Barber's like, I'll just cut whichever one of you loses this fight. That's how you put him to bed. Sleeper hold. And there's no referee. So you can hold it down as long as you want. Fucking choke him to death. Look at Angle sell that. Look at him sell that. He looks like he's legit out. I would not want somebody else doing this to me who's not trained to do this. I mean, he's just like, "Arr, arr." It's hard to cut people's hair, too, because it's always sweaty. They had one in WCW, or no, in ECW. Maybe it wasn't ECW. What was the one where Raven's head got all cut up, you know? It's probably very easy to bleed. Now, Angle would go on to wear, what, like the wig for a while and before finally accepting this? It's all right, Angle. I've been there. I had this day. The day where I said goodbye for good. I was living in a house with 2 other roommates. I had my own bathroom, and one day I was just in there and whoosh. Edge wasn't there to help me. I had to do it by myself. Oh, he's going to get this shaving cream out too. I hope it's Edge shaving cream. It better be. Oh, God, the size of this razor. He's doing this awfully fast. You don't need any more shaving cream. It didn't even work. That was a fake razor. Now he looks like normal Kurt Angle to me. That was a gimmicked razor. He didn't cut any hair with that razor. He was doing that way too hard.
Of everyone chanting "You suck," well, from now on, they're gonna chant "You're bald."
You're bald and you suck. Poor Angle. Damn, Bub. Angle's having a rough night. First he sucks. Now he's bald. Can you believe that? And now he's crying. A crying, sucky, bald guy. He sucks and he's bald, says Jim Ross. I hope nobody crops out the part where I said he's whiny, he sucks, and he's bald. All right. Hulk Hogan and Undertaker. It was pretty trippy to me seeing this match happen again for the championship in 2002. Would not have had that on my radar at all at the time. Oh, that's right. Undertaker earned this spot when we watched this pay-per-view a couple weeks ago. That's cool. At least WWE, we kind of defended this during Backlash. Didn't go overboard with this Hogan run. It ended rather abruptly. Put the title back on Taker for the first time in a while.
But I can do much more than take your title. What I can do, Hogan, is take a living, breathing icon, beat him, batter him, and leave him a bloody shell of a man.
When was the deal where Hogan couldn't start the motorcycle? Was this it, or is it a different thing? That was the best. Look at him riding this. Hogan runs over the fucking... Then he drags Hogan, right? Yeah, this is it. Yes. This might be my favorite moment in wrestling history. Even above the Bret and Owen WrestleMania 10 match. Look at this shit. The absurdity of it. Oh, how that touches my heart. Oh, thank God he doesn't have those lyrics yet. You've done it now. Oh, my God. Literally saw my ears off. He's wearing Hogan's weight belt. I love that. Yeah, but they used this one before the lyrics got added, unless they're dubbing over, unless he was still doing Roland or something at this time. I don't remember. But this came before the lyrics got put in. I don't know why. It's bearable when you don't have the stupid words. Oh, this is definitely edited. We know that. Ugh, sounds terrible. I don't know why they just didn't have him coming out to Real American by this point. Yeah, good point. 20 years ago, Hogan's final entrance as world champion of any promotion. It's weird seeing him wear that belt. Wish it was the Winged Eagle. That would have been trippy to see him wearing that. Even with the most top-of-the-line production capabilities, it's still really hard to dub and edit music like this without it fucking up some sort of audio. Like, whenever they do this, the announcers, you can barely hear them. I always assumed they just recorded all the audio, could record all that audio of the announcers on a separate track, to where if you do need to fix it in the editing, you could just do your new song with piped-in crowd noise and still have the audio from the commentary intact. But it always sounds fucked up. Taker jumped him. It was crazy just to see Hogan back and fucking champion. Red Devil, Big Evil. Now he's got the belt. Yeah, take your belt off. It's a weird stat, but is Hogan the only guy to hold the Winged Eagle and Undisputed title? Because that Undisputed title didn't last for very long, did it? Just a few years? When did they get rid of that thing? 05? So it was short-lived. Yeah, I think he is, because after that it was like Triple H and Eddie and JBL, and none of them ever were even close to the Winged Eagle title. I guess Triple H was. He held it in his hands a few times in DX. That might count. I'm surprised Hogan doesn't have them. Like, you know how I was just complaining about, wow, big backdrop to Taker. Holy shit. Complaining about people have like multiple names for their moves. Hogan should have a move called It Doesn't Work For Me, Brother. Or maybe it doesn't work, or shorten it up or something. I don't know. The TDWFMB or something. I don't know what you call it. Crowd, he's over, man. Fucking asshole is over. Both of these guys are probably the literal last people in the world that I would want to sit at a bar and have a beer with and discuss what's going on in the world. Especially Taker. It's like, nah, I'll take a pass. If Kevin Nash wants to sit down, I'll talk all day. But these fuckers. Walmart 316, I love it. Well, I'm sure Tennessee has got a plethora of Walmarts. Anybody ever worked as a security guard in an arena? Like, do they have like super strict rules, right? Because every show I've ever been to, like they want to look, but they're like not allowed to look. It's got to be torture, especially if you're a wrestling fan. And WWE happens to be in the building that night. You could probably get fired just if they see you on the, like, if they see the whole time during the pay-per-view, they can see you on camera watching the show. And you saw the results. Oh, yeah, Taker. Jesus. Yeah, the other dude in the match. See, this is why y'all are here. It's literally right in front of me. So these are the only two guys. And they're wrestling each other, which makes it... They are not going to superplex. No. I'm sorry. Fucking superplex. Hogan superplexing Taker in 2002. Well, I guess it wasn't a superplex. They were on the second rope, but still, for Hogan, Hogan doing a second rope superplex is like fucking shooting star. Hey, yeah, Hogan and Hebner, holy shit. Yeah, you owe him. Earl, the referee in this match, is the one that Hogan threw after Andre beat him for the title. He's the one that he threw into the aisleway. And Dave reffed the match. Or no, Earl reffed the match. And Dave confronted him. I think that's what it was. It's hard to watch this fucking match after watching some pretty good ones already. I mean, shit, we opened with RVD and Eddie Guerrero. We've had Hell in the Cell matches. We've had Angle and Edge, two of the best ever. And now we're closing out with a way past his prime Hogan. I remember watching this that night, really rooting hard for Taker, like assuming in my mind as a fan that he was going to win the title, but also worried that this could be Hogan's revenge. Whenever I hated WCW or was annoyed with Hogan back in the day, I always took comfort in knowing that Taker beat him for the title at a pay-per-view in WWE. I was like, oh, if Hogan gets his win back, I'm going to be so pissed. I mean, given everything he did with Ultimate Warrior and shit in WCW. But it was a different game here. Hogan didn't start being a pain in the ass until 2005. He was pretty much business here. In WWE, anyway. Oof. I thought Hogan looked old in 96, David, you know, so like I know what you're talking about. Big boot, leg drop, get out of the way, Taker. He missed. Oh, he caught him. Nice. I'm about to say, Hell's Gates his ass, man. Just make Hogan tap. Half crab. Wish y'all could see the way Bub was laying here right now. He kind of inched over so the camera won't quite reach him. But he basically got closer. Now he's laying directly in front of me here. Right under the mic. Yeah, and all that bullshit Hogan pulled in 91 with the injury and stuff. Yeah, he's shady, man. Sketchy red and yellow fucker. King of the Ring 02 next month. Yeah, we could. I mean, we should do some 20th anniversary stuff. We just done a lot of fucking 02s. But yeah, we could probably squeeze that one in. I definitely want to do King of the Ring 93. We haven't done that one yet. We're going to watch that one next month as well. Yeah, Hogan tapped out of that show to Kurt Angle. That's right. I'll do some thinking about what to do next week. Here we go. Here's that great choke slam. Pfft. Didn't get him all the way up. No shit. Oh, he's hulking up. Jim Ross is trying to cover for it. Taker didn't get the full effect of the choke slam. In other words, Hogan sucks. Big boot. See, this year's so stupid. This is The Undertaker. You best not stall. Leg drop. Now he's going for the cover. And Taker kicks out of the big boot and leg drop. I love it. Vaunted leg drop. WWE edited that choke slam. Was it a different camera angle? I bet you it was. It was probably the hard cam angle, and they moved it. Terry Allen, appreciate that $2. Jim Duggan's cancer returned. Did you send me a super chat earlier that I missed? I did. You did. Sorry. Up here. I owe you one, brother. From earlier, too. Thanks for the $2. Chris's match here better than WrestleMania 18. I'm going to say yes. You're referring to the Hell in the Cell, right? As soon as I saw your chat, I remembered you sent one earlier. Sorry about that, man. And thanks for the update on Hacksaw. Oh. Oh, my. And now we got a leg drop. Vince is out there. Look, Hogan's got Taker beat. Hogan and Vince getting physical a full year before their WrestleMania match. Lines up. Takes Vince out. Dropping a leg on Vince, too. Have we seen them physicalitate prior to this? That's pretty incredible. Ugh. Hogan was bracing himself. He knew that chair shot was coming. Are we going to do another choke slam, like another one? Oof. Is this one any better? That one's better. It's not great, but it's better. And he wins the title. Hell yeah. Hey, buddy. You've done it now. Yeah, teaser Mania 19, exactly. Taker is the new champ. Well, that was mercifully over in a short amount of time, Hogan's run. I remember as a fan being concerned. Good to see Taker back with the belt for the first time in a couple of years. Don't think he was champion since 99 before this, right? Unless he briefly captured it in 2000 and I'm forgetting. He might have. Belt's all crooked on him. Straighten it out. Here, Earl. Say, straighten it. There you go. Earl's like, will you just straighten it? Earl heard me. I asked this on Twitter the other day if Taker was the only guy to beat Hogan twice for a world title. But Sting has technically done it 3 times in WCW. I knew he did it once, and then there was another time that was shady, so I wasn't sure if that counted, but apparently there was 2 other times where it was kind of shady, and one time the belt was like vacated. So in terms of somebody beating a champion Hogan and taking the belt away from him, I think it's only Taker, but I think it's also kind of Sting. And that is just about a wrap. Oh, he's going to go back in and do some more damage. Yeah, the big gold would look great on Taker when he would win it years later. He's going to do crack Hogan with a chair for a little bit of extra added fun. Oh, my cat is scratching. That's why the table is shaking. Bud, you're shaking the whole camera, bro. Oh, no. Hogan always would sell that. Act like, ah. I love that the show just goes off the air with his music playing and him just wearing out Hogan with a chair. This pay-per-view's great. Oh, maybe I can give that Booker T ass crack a pass, because this makes it all worth it. I'll suffer through the crack to get me some of this. Right on. Undertaker wins his, I don't know which title he won. I'd say this might have been title number 4 for him. I'm not sure, though. Right on. All right, that's a wrap on Judgment Day 2002. Thanks again for being here, guys. You're right. These are always very fun. I've always looked forward to these on Sunday nights whenever we can do them. We will do one next week. And I will decide, real soon which one we're going to do. We might stick with another Judgment Day. We might move to WCW. Might even do a random pay-per-view. Who knows? We'll give it some thought. If I do end up coming up here tomorrow night for a Raw review, we'll discuss it more then. So I'll play tomorrow by ear depending on how I feel and things like that. So y'all have a good rest of your evening and enjoy yourselves. If for any reason I don't see you tomorrow, I'll be seeing you for sure on Wednesday night for Dynamite. And then my plan is to release my Over the Edge review on Thursday. So content coming to the channel this week. Don't worry. And I will talk to you guys real soon. Y'all take care.